Hello everyone and welcome to Bahrain, the place where it all started many years ago when Matty could still be considered a young man and I still relatively, basically a child. Hello everyone and welcome to round 17 out of 18. It is time for the Bahrain Grand Prix where, as I just mentioned, everything in New Era started. Once upon a time, that was 2021. It is few years past that now, unfortunately, but here we stand to maybe wrap up the Season 11 Championship, both for the drivers and the Constructors Championship side. So, the situation is like this. Tess, all he needs to do is not be relatively massively outscored by Squidge 2017 today, and he will be crowned Drivers Champion. As for Red Bull, all they need to do is avoid being outscored by McLaren. They will be crowned Constructors Champions. And as I've mentioned previously this season, for the Drivers' Championship situation as well, we will this season crown ourselves a second ever two-time NEF1 champion. It might just happen here tonight. Djokovic is the only man to have done it so far. He has gotten 3 titles in total. No one's got 2 in a row, but Tess might be able to make it 2 out of 3 seasons with a championship victory here tonight. In Bahrain, this is the place where it all began as well. It would be just that little bit poetic, wouldn't it? But then we have got about 16 minutes of qualifying ahead of us and 29 laps worth of racing action to go. So then let's get everything in order. Track map, lap data and detail, we need none. All we need is that fastest lap metric. So then, Recon, Luna out on laps, Ray, Wildcat, everyone jumping out of pits relatively early on here then to start setting flying laps. Holman has had a little bit of a dip of pace these last couple of weeks. He is now hovering dangerously close to that top 10 line. He might even have crossed over into P11 in the championship now. And keep in mind, it's a really rapid SSR Halo who is coming up from behind as well. So the battle for sticking inside the top 10 is well and truly on here tonight. We'll keep an eye on that little battle as things progress as well. So then as Holman goes through that previously dreaded turn 12, this game not so much, however. You can now touch that inside curve just a little bit. Used to be good vibes when that curve would immediately send you around, as it did me on my first couple of qualifying attempts around here back in Season 1. Touching that curve, going straight into the wall and being very thankful I wasn't out of contention. Holman comes across the line then, sets a 128.9. It is the first time we've seen today. Last pole time was a 127.7, so expect to see times up on that. It's been a while since we did this track. It was the first track that we did on this game in a competitive session, nevertheless. We did a couple of practice sessions as well, if you remember that. As Ray has gone 28 flat. Now let's see what Matty Adam, with that added wisdom and experience, can do. Taking very much an esports line going into the next couple of corners. Hovering very wide on that outside part of the track. That can gain you quite a bit of time around here, but the curbs have now been flattened to basically non-existence. So then, beautiful line there through the penultimate corner. Now flat all the way down to the braking zone of turn 14. Turn 15, just a little kink after turn 14. So basically now this is the penultimate corner. You're just coming around this little right-hand bend. That's the final corner. Onto the curb and down the start-finish straight for 127.4. And we're already well past the previous pole position time. And we say well done, Matty Adam. And this league has gotten even faster over the course of this game cycle, which is what we want to see. iWatts then is wrapping up a very competitive season for himself. Now what can he do in Bahrain? Let's wait and see. iWatts comes across the line. It's gets a 28.7, places himself in between Ray and Holman, but a massive way to go up to Ray W25. And where is the championship leader? He's still hovering around in the pit lane. Darren has come through for a 29.6, Recon's come through for a 29.3, Wildcat for a 30 flat, and right now we're having a big pace gap at the moment between the sharp end and the rear end. As Tiger Octave then comes across the line, what is he going to be able to do to end his first flying lap? It's 28.705, good enough for P5 at the moment, and SR Halo currently on the lap as well. So then SR Halo goes through 28.3, good enough for P5. We're starting to see that massive gap between Ray and it goes iWatts for a brief, or Holman there for a brief moment. That started to decay a little bit. iWatts up to a 28.796. Kit is on a 29.275 at the moment. In P12, as we're still awaiting appearances from Tess, Lucas Hall and Noah. Yellow flags on the start-finish rate. I believe that's just the Red Bull of, it would have been iWatts surely, wouldn't it, coming into the pit lane. I don't know why it triggered the yellow flag though. Now got yellow flags. Is it just for slowing down that the game triggers yellow flags, even though it's not excessive? Wildcat then coming into the pit lane. You would imagine most people coming out, or coming into the pit lane. Lunavo is coming out of it. Is anyone else on a competitive lap at the moment? Fast run this from Mackers, but I think it'll end in a pit stop, which actually goes fastest, 27.1. As here comes Max again. He wasn't going into the pit lane, and it's a 28.674. Good enough for P7 at the moment, just behind his teammate and Holman. So it's competitive at sharp end. Djokovic is good around the circuit as well, 27.919, but 27.156 with more than half the session to go is an incredible lap. We've not seen Tess out on circuit yet. We are seeing movement down a McLaren. That is Ray coming out, who's currently sitting in P4. Matty Adam has just come out to a flying lap as well, or come out to begin a flying lap. As take about to squidge for that effort, doing everything he can to keep the championship battle alive. As to why Tess is just hovering inside the pit lane, though, I'm a bit interested with. 10 minutes to go, he's not leaving himself a lot of margin for error. As I'm Reyna's in chat cheering on Mackers as well. Former teammate, obviously, at Mercedes this season, before he had to vacate his seat, and that's all the appearance of SSR Halo into the league. Halo started off a little bit slow perhaps, but now really has gotten things going. Over the last couple of races, one of the best drivers in the league. Multiple top 5 finishes these last couple of weeks as he beat his out of the session. How has that happened? Please give me the McLaren. What has gone on there for AB? Who's crashed in a straight? As Tess saying it's on purpose that he's not been out of pit lane yet. Okay, are you going to leave yourself a one-shot qualifying, or what are you doing? Or are you going to be starting to the back, from the back to prove a point? A Squid saying not bad for a scrub set, as here comes the mind games then, as to how this race will progress. Noah 48 then in the Aston Martin is out on a lap. Let's stick along with that. Turn 9, turn 10. Nicely executed. Through the left-hander, it is very, very easy to lock up the inside front. Moving on then, down to 5th gear probably for the next turn, 4th gear even, nice and early on. The power just had to do a little correction there, not optimal. You can lose about a temp or 2 through there easily. Get the line a little bit wrong. Decent sector time though, 106.104. So then, through the penultimate corner and down that long straight really. They could use the DRS zone maybe even instead of the one in the middle of the circuit. Could have been an overtaking point if they thought about it, but nevertheless. As here we go then, Noah onwards towards P5 at the moment. 28.166, and that's a good time. As for Matty Adam, he's going through that turn 9 right now, taking quite a bit of curb, not improving on his previous best sector time though. So Tess has now appeared on an outlap as well, with 7:30 to go. Matty Adam then, he does get on that curb quite aggressively as well, and as you can see, he doesn't unsettle the car. Matty's improving, he's improving by enough though to challenge Squidge for that P1 slot. Question is, how much curb do you want to take on the inside of turn 9 and turn 10 as well? These guys will have a better understanding of that than I do, but from my perspective, it looked like Matty took quite a bit. Might be able to find a little bit of time there if he just avoids that inside curve. It's quite elevated, as Matty does improve by about half a tenth of a second. It goes 27.341, solidifying his P2, but nowhere near P1 at the moment. As for Tess, here we go, and with the championship leader, the man with the opportunity to claim his second NEF1 Championship today. As we get reports now that ABT had a problem, let's just say, during tyre warm-up, which is not ideal. He'll be starting towards the back of the field. As it's a good lap at the moment from Testis, who's setting a purple sector 1. That is just on his previous best, which there is none, so something of it in purple would be impossible. I hate that they haven't fixed these sectors in years. Multiple game cycles I've made the same comment. Just please give us a normal purple, green and yellow sector system. It'd be so nice and so helpful to actually be able to see who is going fastest in a sector. Just build up a little bit of suspense. Please, Codemasters, fix your game. Here we go, Van, taking a very wide line to the entry dust test there. Now Van, down the back straight and into the penultimate corner, the real penultimate corner, I guess, unfortunately. Nice turn in, taking a lot of curb on the outside as well. Can slow you down a little bit, but the line does gain you a little bit of time, allows you to get on the throttle. Tess only goes for fastest with that time. It's not a bad time. It's a couple of thousandths of Ray at the moment, but only for fastest for Tess. Well clear of Djokovic, however, by about half a second. Looking back a little bit, Kid not improving on this time, neither is Darren. As we find the two Williams back of the field, Recon and 1980s Wildcat. Recon's improving, let's see where he can get himself up to. We're expecting about a P12, P11 with this time. And P12 it is, so 128.705. It's identical to Tiger Octave, only keeps the position because he set his time first, but identical to the 1000th. Now it'd be fun to have a ghost lap comparison up and see where they actually gain and lost time on each other. So Codemasters, if you wouldn't mind for F1 27 it'd be, please give us a little bit of qualifying highlights as well for all of us league races. Use AI to do it as well, it'll be perfect. As Holman on an in-lap surely then, it's a 130 as it comes towards the line. Has he gone on a cool down lap yeah, he has. It's a second fast lap on one set of tyres. That's a bit unexpected from Holman, that, going 2 laps on a set of tyres. Especially around a circuit like this, which can eat up your rear tyres as well. Quite a lot of heavy acceleration points, which can light things up. Turn 1, turn 4, and turn 10. A couple of examples of those heavy acceleration points where you can light up the rears if you're not careful. As Macker's then in P10, looking to reclaim former glories from about the midway point of the season. Did really well for a couple of rounds there, then it's just fallen off a little bit with the emergence of Halo as well. Might that be a coincidence? Who knows? So we'll have Mercedes just switched up the cars a little bit. Put their eggs in Halo's basket, get 2 cars into the top 10 in the championship. Who knows? Macker's 97 is coming through turn 9 and turn 10. That's that very, very tricky corner we were speaking about. And the DRS gets enabled. Next time out in Abu Dhabi next week, it'll be the last time I'm saying DRS enabled in a league race, which will be a bit weird. I'm sure I'll accidentally say it a couple of times on F1 26 as well with the active arrow, but it'll be the last time DRS is activated for real. So then, Marcus coming around the final corner. How much is he going to be improving by? 2:20 to go, so soon everything's going to start going on at the same time. Max improves by 3/10 of a second and moves ahead of Luna and Tiger into P9. So it's a lot of grouped up cars together. The Mercedes are close together, the Astons are close together, the McLarens are close together, the Alpines are close together, along with the Racing Bulls as well. 18 cars on the grid at the moment. We are missing Wigan and Mr. Wilco. Unfortunately, couldn't race tonight. Hope to see him back for the final round in Abu Dhabi next week out. Will there be anything to compete for at that point, though? We shall wait and see. That can, as previously mentioned, be decided here tonight. It's all in Tessa's hands. As for the Drivers' Championship, as for the Constructors, right now McLaren in a good position. No, I was inside the top 10 either. I believe it's the first Grand Prix that he failed to score points at last time out. So Noah's navigating himself through a bit of traffic, just trying to find a little bit of room. Got a McLaren, got an Alpine close to the back of him. That's Tiger Octave. He's not going to slow down to just try to find a little bit of space. Or perhaps not. There we go, just trying to find a little bit of room, not too much though. That is going to be Tiger Octave, a bit affected by that dirty air with 49 seconds to go. Better just slow down that little bit more, but apart from the fact that Noah's coming into the pit lane, so it really doesn't matter, and well done Tiger Octave for being smarter than I am. So here we go then, with Squidge and Tess. Squidge is actually halfway round the lap already, he is improving in Sector 1. Matty Adam is coming round soon, he's carrying a whole train of cars with him around that final corner as well. Ray started the lap as well. He is about matching Matty Adams' pace at the moment. It's a good situation for Squidge to be in right now. He's 2 temps clear of any competition from behind, 3.5 temps clear of Tessa. Sorry, 3 temps almost exactly clear. He's making that 4.5 temps with this improvement in Sector 2. Purple in Sector 2 then, moving towards that final corner. Braking at the 100-meter board, turning in relatively late at that corner, relatively aggressively. And now then, the final run down to the start-finish line. It comes to be a 127 flat, almost 0.89, I believe that was. The game said a couple of different things at a couple of different places, but let's say it's an 0.89. As here comes Tess into the final corner then. We haven't seen much of this lap to know what we can expect. Matty's coming around the end of the second sector right now. Tess goes third fastest. Not going to be a front row start for the championship leader today, but it doesn't have to start on the front row. Matty Adam then, what is he going to be able to do? Can he challenge for pole position, where Squidge right now is untouchable? Ray moves up into P2 and now puts a bit of more pressure on Matty Adam. Tess is going to be starting in P4. Matty Adam goes second fastest. Not quite close enough, 2 temps off. Squidge will take pole position. Luna moves up into P8. Let's follow along with Recon then for the final moments. P11. Darren Style does improve, I believe, but doesn't gain any positions by it. P16 for the Swede. As Tess saying, big mistake in turn 1. But there's a 29 lap Grand Prix to go. But the grid order is as follows. Squidge 2017 in P1, followed by Matty Adam and Ray. Very, very close together. 24 thousandths of a second there, with Tess in 4th and Djokovic in 5th. Very good at Bahrain usually, Djokovic. Let's see if he can bring that out in the race as well. Halo continues his strong form in P6, followed by Noah in 7th, Luna in 8th, Holman in 9th and Mackers in 10th. Recon with an impressive qualifying there in P11 as well. Could he score a couple of points? And always keep an eye on iWatts as well. For the Grand Prix, he usually finds himself right in the thick of it. Alright then, that has been the end of the penultimate qualifying session of this season. We're just going to go to a little bit of a quick break before we get this Grand Prix underway. I'll be back in a couple of minutes to go with the championship situation as well, so we know what's what for the Grand Prix that is come. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back after a quick break. Alright then everybody, hello and welcome back. It'll still be just a minute before we get this started, but as promised we will go over the Drivers and Constructors Championship situation. As you can see there, Tess has just got shy of enough points to have been crowned champion last week out. Now, however, needs a miracle for Squidge 2017 to bring this in. 332 minus, let me just get a calculator up because I can't do maths in my head, minus 285 equals, it's got a 47 point advantage. If that is any more than 26 after this race, maybe even 25 on countback, I don't know, then Tess will be considered champion. As for the Constructors' Championship, it's a similar situation there where the chance of a McLaren win is looking very, very slim. Then it's a 51 point gap. So in other words, if Red Bull outscore McLaren today, they will be crowned champion. We got our admins working on it immediately after the race to bring us a live update on what is going on as soon as the race has ended and who will be crowned NEF1 champion of season 11. As there we go, then we can confirm as well that the ready up has now been given. We are set to go in just a quick moment. So now just awaiting those final ticks. So then here we go. Formation lap is about to get underway there with the Ferrari pulling away on pole position ahead of Matty Adam 98 in P2, Ray in P3, followed by Tess and Djokovic. This promises to be an exciting race indeed. I don't know if P2 in the championship is still up for grabs. I believe it might be, but Matty has to take quite an inroad on Squidge for that to be a possibility. As we can see here is the tire strategy, and it's a lot of medium tires for the front runners, all the way down to Noah and P7 who's starting on hards, then a couple of outliers on the softs. It's Holman, Iwat and BT trying to go aggressive there. Wildcat going back to the medium tires in P18, Darren and Noah opting to go long on hard tires. Everyone else is going mediums, which is probably the most neutral choice. It's an expected one stop around here. You could probably two-stop it, but the question is, if you get stuck behind traffic, overtaking is not the easiest thing to do all of a sudden when everything lines up. There are going to be a couple of setup differences with the front runners and the rear runners as well. And this is one of the places where you have to overtake in a straight line, no real overtaking opportunities in the corners, which means if you get stuck behind someone with low front wing, you could be stuck behind for just a little while. There's a problem for Red Bull ahead. I believe that would have been Tess, wouldn't it? Yes, indeed. Is that a problem on the formation lap past Tess? There we go, Tess on his way to the grid box. Squidge lining it up, once again pointing rather aggressively towards Matty, and Matty pointing rather aggressively towards Squidge. They want to get this race underway, and you've got a lot of weaving at the rear. Everyone trying to line it up. This is the least straight line I've ever seen, looking at the right-hand side of the grid. Looks very, very awkward. It looks even worse on the left-hand side, but it is what it is, and let's go racing. Squidge versus Matty versus Ray on the start for this Bahrain Grand Prix. As soon as lights come on, and here we go. It's go time for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and Squidge gets away very well, covers Matty off a little bit. Down bad inside. Matty falls back a little bit on second phase of the start. Is not going to be attacked overly harsh by his teammate. You would imagine this bang wheels a little bit. Sauber almost goes off the circuit. That is Holman. We've had a bad start for Halo and Luna, down 10-11 positions respectively. Halo down to P17 after yet another good qualifying. Everyone else gaining positions now. Kit has had a bad start, down 2 positions. P17 is going to get entangled up with that battle with Halo and Luna now. Is not a good position to be in if you are toward the back of the pack. Now having to follow significantly faster drivers around for a majority of this race potentially. Beatty's had a good getaway, 6 positions up. So is Iwatts, Tiger Octave and Holman, 4, 4 and 3 positions up respectively. Predicted 2-stop strategy by the game. If you're starting on soft tires, this is 2-stop. If you're starting on mediums as well, it's quite curious. So then, but a nice and quiet start for the top 5. No drama. Squidge, Matty, Ray, Tess and Djokovic all holding formation. If things remain the way they are, we will have a Constructors' Championship fight that I believe going down to the final race, but the Drivers' Championship matter will be settled. As Squidge has had a brilliant opening lap, 1.2 seconds clear of Matty Adam immediately, who's doing what he can to catch up. That's a very, very good opening lap from the so far reigning NEF1 champion. Squidge 2017 could change in 28 laps time. As for Ray at the moment, he is holding Tess up nicely as well. Not holding him up, but just keeping him behind, making sure he can't start moving past 1 or 2 McLarens and settle the Constructors' Championship matter as well. Right now, I'm pretty sure that battle is live. Must be said, hats off to ABT for this start as well. Up 7 positions in the opening lap. After starting in P17, now up in P10. Halo's actually recovering really nicely as well now around the outside of Lucas Hall in turn 10. Well done to SSR Halo. And now has got Luna and Mackers ahead of him, with a little bit of a gap to make up though, but Halo looking fast so far here in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Always an emotional spot to do qualifying Bahrain regarding who did the first round of commentary in this league as well. Let's honour him with a little bit of good racing, maybe a Ferrari victory, which we had in Season 1 as well as myself that day. Squidge 2017 at the moment leading the charge right now by about 1 second flat over Matty Adam, who's just getting a bit closer. Talking about getting closer is Iwatts on both Tiger Octave and Noah. Tiger Octave still down the inside of Iwatts though into the second part of the chicane. Iwatts just holding on, he's up to P8. 4 points scored at the moment for Red Bull. Could it be a Constructors' Championship on the horizon? Holman, decent getaway as well. He's maintaining a decent gap to Djokovic, who's starting on the hard tires. That was Noah starting on the hards, and it shows in terms of time. 1.8 seconds behind Holman now. He's got to start watching his back, because here comes his back, because here comes Iwatts as well. He is on a charge at the moment. Five positions in the opening 3 laps. It's a good start for Iwatts, it's a good start for BT. Halo's progress is just stagnated a little bit. I believe he's been re-overtaken by Lucas Hall then. Wasn't part of his plan. As to whomever fell down with him was Luna, who's actually recovered even better than SR Halo. Back up in P12, chasing down Mackers, but 2.2 seconds behind. Could be quite a deficit to overcome. Here comes Iwatts on Noah then. Soft tires versus hard tires, which means Iwatts got to get this move done relatively quickly in order to have a chance here. Then Iwatts, to be fair, will be able to go on a set of medium tires relatively quickly and just do consistent nice laps and bring that gap in. So it's a good strategy perhaps, starting on the soft tires in a situation that Iwatts is in. Get the most out of the start, make a couple of positions and then go from there. Usually got very, very good racecraft along with drivers like, for example, Holman, Ray and Tess. Matt and Squidge obviously as well. There's a couple of people to stand out with their racecraft. iWatts this season is absolutely one of them. Kit has been given a free 7-time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Relatively easy to do, especially around the complex that Tess is just now coming across. Not on the entry of turn 12, but on the exit of turn 12 here. Quite easy to nib a wheel over the line. And especially here on the exit of turn 13. So Squidge tried in the opening couple of laps to get away from Matty Adam. That job was unfortunately for the Ferrari unsuccessful. And now he's gonna have to deal with two McLarens coming at him with relatively high pace. Ray at the moment is doing everything he needs to, just following along with Matty Adam, keeping Tess behind. Now though, lap 5 out of 29, those soft tires will be starting to go off. For how long a time will iWatts be able to keep Tiger Rockdaff behind him? Might get an answer to that question pretty soon. It looked like something was about to happen on the exit, but no. Tiger Rockdaff maintains a little bit of pressure on iWatts, but no better than P9 for the time being, as we had a problem in Sector 1 previously. That had been Kit or something else going on. Recon at the moment down in last place. Has he been into the pit lane? He has, but a couple of laps ago for a set of hard tires. The only one to make a pit stop so far this Grand Prix. CBT is absolutely lighting up those rear tires coming out of turn 10. But again, it's that fast starting soft tire we were speaking about earlier in regards to iWatts as well. It's a very, very good idea starting on that tire. You might want to get rid of it quite quickly though. Then starting to do laps on a set of mediums and just try to bring in the gap. No massive DRS trains at the moment, which is going to allow the rest of the field to pull away significantly. As here goes Matty Adam on Squidge actually into turn 1. That was an unexpected move at this phase of the Grand Prix. Matty absolutely flying past the Ferrari by the look of things there. Nicely done. Matty then will be able to keep Squidge behind him into turn 4. Squidge just has a little look down the inside, but significantly too far behind. So Matty, Squidge, Ray and Tess is now the running order. Can Matty pick up another win this season? Maybe Bahrain would be the place to do it. I'm not sure if Matty's won at Bahrain previously. You would imagine it would have been in season 2, but I have a recollection of a certain Ruben potentially scoring an NEF1 points record season 2 Bahrain. Correct me if I'm wrong. Might be completely off, but I believe there was something significant went on Bahrain season 2. I believe it was the closing race of that season. So then, here we go, Matty versus Squidge. Squidge 3/10 of a second behind as we're coming around the penultimate corner, the final rail corner. As then surely this is going to be Squidge immediately past the McLaren again, unless Matty's going to dump every ounce of his battery. I don't even think he's going to really try to defend this one. He can't, even if he tried to. Squidge reclaims the lead of this race. So I thought something had gone on there that hadn't. iWatts at the moment has been overtaken by Tiger Rockdaff as well, who we were speaking about just previously. Now though, it's got to deal with A33 BT, who's on the same set of tire. Halo has gone past Luna, interestingly enough. So Halo's done a good recovery job so far in the initial phase of this Grand Prix, and is now on the fringes of the points. 2.4 seconds behind his team, and that can easily be gained with a good timed pit stop, or of course a safety car or a virtual safety car, which is usually likely to happen in a circuit like this. With this new LiDAR scanning though, the track is just that little bit less mistake prone. So wait and see what goes on. iWatts keeping the pressure up on Tiger Octave, but no real overtaking threat for the time being, and those soft tires will be falling off quite quickly. As Halo doesn't make his race any easier by picking himself up freezing a time penalty for track limits alongside Kit. Those are the only two handed out so far, but it's been a clean start to this Grand Prix. We're about a quarter of the way through. It's been a very, very clean start to this race. No incidents, no real drama as well, apart from the couple of accidents at the start. That obviously regards Halo and Luna somehow. Sadly, we didn't see a glimpse of what happened, as we have more jostling for position at the front. Matty Adams Squidge once again. Meanwhile, disallowing Ray into the conversation, not quite. As here comes Squidge to re-overtake Matty Adam immediately after Matty got that move done. Matty's gonna try to hang it around the outside here, and that's a move for ya. Hello, Matty Adam. That's a beautiful overtake around the outside. Beautiful defense around the outside, should be said. Looks like Squidge for sure had that position. Matty didn't want to let it go without a fight, though, and oh my goodness did he put up a fight. That's a brilliant defense. So then, Mackers 97, 7/10 of a second behind a BT. Apart from that, the field is spreading out just that little bit. Yellow flags, last sector. The first sector, should be said, between the final and the first sector. As Recon is not really having a great afternoon for the time being. So then, here we go. Matty Squidge round 3 or 4? Around 4 this will probably be. Now we're finally gonna see a successful defense this Grand Prix. Matty and Squidge not quite able to outbrake Matty into the braking zone towards turn 1. Now then, there's another overtaking zone straight after. Getting on the power back can be a little bit tricky, especially if you're following someone, which I don't think is going to send one down the inside of Matty, especially after what happened last lap. And stern in defense is Matty Adam, who keeps the lead of the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, P3 and P4 just hanging on for dear life at the moment. About 8/10 back every now and again. And now we're seeing those rounds of pit stops. iWatts has been out on a set of hard tires. A Beat is coming out on a set of hard tires as well. Luna doing the same. Halo doing the same. Darren, medium tires, which is probably more in line with what I was expecting. If you can make 9 laps on a set of soft tires, I would imagine it should have been medium to the end. ABT and iWatts, 2 NEF1 OGs in different colored Red Bulls. They look almost identical going side by side, apart from the color. They are identical side by side apart from the color. That's very close to the rear wheel of ABT's iWatch. Surely he's not going to send something round the outside or down the inside into turn 10. I think he just knows a bit better than that. Just trying to maintain the pressure as much as he can, and maybe a little overtake down into P or into turn 11. Not often we see. But no, he's just going to follow through and wait for the main DRS zone and overtaking zone into turn 1. As for the guys at the front, they are separated by 2/10 of a second at the moment. Currently going through turn 1. We'll keep an eye on this little battle for the time being. Hope nothing too significant happens out front. As Loon on the back of iWatts on the back of BT with the aid of some DRS then. Surely now this is going to be iWatts past ABT. And yes it is. The Red Bull past the Racing Bull, says very close contact between the two. As Luna decides to stick a nose in down the inside of ABT into the first corner. As oh my god, what has happened there? I was looking towards the back. Has ABT perhaps lost grip under braking there and touched the rear of iWatts potentially, I believe. Obviously I was looking towards the rearwards camera, not realizing what was going on. Iwatts and Luna Van doing battle into turn 9 and 10, not quite. Iwatts didn't want to go side by side through there, as they've got Kit ahead of them. What happened to E33BT there? If I just use a normal camera angle like I always do, we would have found out. As here goes Squidge into the pit lane on lap 11 out of 29. There goes Kit into the barriers. Now we're going to have a safety car. He needs to get it out of there quite quickly in order for us not to. I believe he's got everything under control. Rejoin safely, and that is Kit. Down P15 and without... Nice, kept all of his front wing. He's got very, very hot tires, if nothing else, as Lucas Hall makes his way past the Ferrari. As here comes Iwatts on Luna Van down the inside, you would imagine. Luna not covering off to defend it. But there goes Tiger Octave, defensive down the inside, and that blocks Iwatts completely off. Tiger Octave, don't see a reason why he went off his line really, but it for sure compromised Iwatts' run down into the fence corner, and here comes SR Halo round the outside of the British Jamaican in the Red Bull. Can't make his way by quite yet, SR Halo, who is doing his best recovery job possible, but just being outedged at the moment by Luna, who's currently sitting in P9. Squidge at the moment on hard tires then will be probably delivering quite a big undercut on Matty and Ray. As for how Tess is going to play in this race, I'm a bit interested. Here goes one of the McLarens into the pit lane, the other one can't, and Tess follows Matty in. This will most likely leave Ray very, very exposed. What's curious now then is where will Matty and Tess come out in comparison to Squidge 2017? As Matt is already making his way towards the pit lane exit. It's quite a long exit here though, as here comes the Ferrari, and this could actually be rather close on exit, not entirely close though. The Ferrari's going to have the position perhaps, but Matty's just behind. So the undercut wasn't quite what I believed it to be at this stage. Obviously he's gained a position by pitting earlier there, Squidge, but not more than about half a second. Test 2.7 seconds back on the pair of them, and he's now got to drive in that time. The undercut from Holman's almost worked on Tess actually, so he's gone away with that. Pit lap later and Holman would have probably been in front. But Squidge and Matty, that little battle continue on then. Quite glad that the undercut hasn't been that effective, so it's killed off the battle. We'll follow that through for the Grand Prix as Luna follows her teammate along Tiger Octave in the Alpine. But when will the overtake be coming? As we have a full course safety car for whatever reason. As I believe Recon's had a little excursion off the track, he's lost his front wing, and that is a full course safety car. And this might have gifted the race lead to Ray. We'll see. It's going to be close on exit once again. Squidge is going to be driving as quick as he can, but he gets slowed down, and this is going to be so frustrating. Ray takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix with that interruption. And this could now be interesting. He's on slightly newer tyres than Squidge. Lap 13 is done 12 laps on a set of medium tyres then. Surely he can do the rest of the race on a set of hard tyres. Do one stop, where Squidge might just be edging it if he tries to. BT gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane to just rub salt in the wounds from the incident he had earlier, where I believe he made contact with the rear diffuser of Iwatts during the braking zone into turn 4. Bahrain then has found himself in the lead of the Grand Prix with a perfectly timed safety car. Squidge and Matty Adam P2 and P3. Noah Djokovic P4, P5. Right now, this is working out wonders for McLaren in the Constructors' Championship. As for Red Bull, not so much. Not so much. Tesla's been a big loser, ending up behind both the Aston Martins. So let's change over to the current tyre graph and we can make a better opinion for ourselves. So has Halo come into pit again? Yes, he has, whereas Luna hasn't. I'll give us a direct comparison to whether going in once more was the right call or not. A couple of other people have as well. Holman went straight into pit lane. Mackers went into pit lane along with Lucas Hull. As new front wing onto the Williams of Recon and rejoins the race plumb last, but he'll be able to catch up to the back of the field and he is not yet lapped. So Recon's race practically resets here then. Lap 13 out of 29. Right now, I'm not actually sure. Yeah, the championship right now goes to Tess, the way things are. Should Squidge win from this position though and Tess scores 8 points? Might just clinch it. Might just clinch it, I'm unsure. As Tiger Octaf has left the session, we'll work on getting him back. Just give me just a moment. See if we can get our good friend in the Alpine in. Yes, there we go, Tiger. If you're listening, you should have an invite pending. In 1980s, Wildcat gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which is completely unforced for the current situation. ABT acts quite clever, actually. Goes into the pit lane again to get rid of that 10-second time penalty that he picked up earlier on the safety car and box in for a set of hard tyres that'll take him to the end of the Grand Prix. We've already done 4 laps, we might just be able to carry him. If nothing else, that's quite clever from AB to just getting rid of the 10-second time penalty whilst he can, and now he is free to race for the rest of this Grand Prix without that hanging over him. As Octaf is now back into the session. So I believe we're going to be on the safety car for yet another lap after this race, which Matt is your top 3 at the moment. Followed by Noah and Djokovic. Noah, who I believe has had the most anonymous race of the season so far, but is on his way up to the P4. So hats off to him. I don't know quite what's gone on there, or how it's happened, but it's just been solid overall, and he's getting rewarded for it. Marcus as well has found himself up to P7 after having a relatively quiet race so far. As the safety car is out for another lap. Just trying to catch, just trying to pick everyone up. No, Recon, I don't believe it's just you. Beat is going slow at certain points, and I think Wildcat might be as well. Not able to push flat out by the look of things. I saw your message in the Discord. I don't believe it's just you. I say, BT, could you just wiggle your car a little bit for me if you got that delta up during this safety car? Unsure. Unsure what's going on. Beacon at the moment looks to be pushing on though. Maybe that delta now finally has disappeared. But the safety car is coming in this lap. That means it's up to Ray to restart his Grand Prix. He'll be able to coordinate this now with Matty Adam for him to get a possibly good restart. and try to get Squidge at the point of going. Now it's all about maintaining a constant speed until the safety car is in the pit lane. Which happens quite late, and that might have been a bit too early there for Ray. He just gets away with it, I believe, and he's... Oh, I thought he was coming into the pit lane with just a brief moment there, but no. Thankfully enough. I was about to say that made no sense whatsoever coming into the pit lane straight in safety car restart, and obviously it didn't just cross the control line regardless when you want to go aggressive defending on the inside. So Ray then pulls off safety car restart and clears Squidge 2017 and dismantles that initial threat as Djokovic and Noah go side by side, and Noah's now going to have to defend from Tess, who might be trying to do something around the outside. It's just a bit on the long side, but maybe down the inside into turn 7, 8, isn't it? Turn 8, yeah, maybe around the outside of turn 9, turn 10 then. No, just backing out of it, turns to the inside of turn 10 and Noah turns in, which I can't blame him on, to be fair. Test though, maintaining his car alongside that Aston Martin, wanting the position, not happy with his P6 at the moment, wants to finish the season championships campaign on the podium, but a long way still to go with just over half race distance here in Bahrain. As the DRS has now been enabled, and Squidge is making his way up to Ray. Not close enough to think about a move quite yet. With the aid of some DRS though, that would have been Squidge up into P1. Matty Adam would want to make it by that Ferrari before such happens. Round the outside then goes Squidge on Ray. Ray might just push him a little bit wide. No, he gives him quite a bit of room. And that is all the room that Squidge needs to be given. He goes straight up into P1 with that effort. It's a good overtake. Ray down the inside into the following corner. And this is a nice little battle between the two. Much room given. Turns into the inside for Squidge towards 9 and 10. And then surely Ray's not going to be able to follow around the outside there. Maybe get an optimum line through the next couple of corners. And maybe, just maybe, continue in the battle down into the next turn. Is it going to retake lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix here? Yes, he does. Ray back into the lead of this Grand Prix, and that's a nice little scrap from Ray, showing he can throw hands with the very best in the league. Well done. Ray, Squidge and Matty Adam continues to be running order then. Looks like Squidge might just fancy a bit of a move on Ray here. Matty gets a bit unstable under braking, but now who is going to get ahead of who? With DRS here, surely I don't think Ray's going to be able to defend this one particularly well. Depends on the battery level of Squidge. None is the answer to that question. Matty Adam, however, has a little bit to play with. Not on this occasion though, can't quite get by. Next opportunity for attack though for Squidge 2017 comes into turn 4, moves towards just hinting a move, but no, not quite. As Recon then is retired from this race in the pit lane as well. And with that, he's out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Ray, Squidge, Matty, Tess and Djokovic, the current top 5. Ray's doing a good job of controlling this race at the moment. Matty Adam putting pressure on Squidge behind is helping. 11 laps to go, slightly better tyres for Ray as well, keep that in mind. And if Matty Adam can keep just putting pressure on Squidge a little bit, that might do a bit of difference. We'll wait and see. Raven still hunting his first Grand Prix victory. As Matty Adam picks up a massive toe on the Ferrari up ahead, turns to the inside line, and he's going to get that move down into the braking zone. Squidge can just brake so late into the corner. Slight wheel banging between Matty and Squidge, who are not going to give each other an inch. Ghosting almost, I believe, as they almost come together in turn one, but Matty has the position on Squidge at the moment. And now then, what will the McLarens do? Right now, all they need to do is protect this 1-2 to help themselves in the Constructors' Championship. How can they keep a hold of this is the question. Or are they going to be able to run in formation? Here comes Tess at the moment on Squidge as well for a move that will definitively see him be crowned champion. If he can finish ahead of Squidge, it doesn't matter what happens regarding anything else. Unless Squidge wins, it doesn't matter as well. He won't be able to pick up enough points regardless. So right now it's a train all the way down to Djokovic in P6. Tiger Octave on the mediums in P7. And then we have, where is Halo? He is in P11. Behind Holman. Iwat is P12 on relatively old hard tires. He needs to come in and change those, and let's do it quite soon because the gap is running out. Pit window is disappearing. Ray needs to stop locking up his tires though to preserve that little bit of a tire advantage that he has on Matty and Squidge behind. Matty might just be acting like a blocker at the moment for Ray as well. It's a long way still to go this Grand Prix. 10 laps to go. What'll the situation be in another 5 will tell us a whole lot. What will Squidge's tire situation be like? A couple of laps. 9 lap old hard tires. They'll have to do 19 laps in order to make this entire Grand Prix, whereas Race will have to do about 17. Doesn't sound like a lot, but those last couple of laps could be the difference between about 60, 65% and 80%. So it will matter in the end. As Ray just breaks out of the DRS threat on Matty Adam, then that leaves Matty very exposed from behind. Both Squidge and Teston will be trying to pull a move on him. Oh, as Matty almost dekes into the pit lane, then going ultra defensive for a brief moment. Will he go ultra defensive again? No, he sticks to the outside as Squidge tries to do something on the brakes. Matty's strong on the brakes as well. Round the outside, turns to the inside for the next part. And Squidge gets a bit uncomfortable on the throttle pedal, as you could just hear about a little bit of tire squealing on exit then. Matty doing a good job in the fence at the moment. And Ray is holding on. As Luna and Holman side by side with each other going into the beginning of Sector 2 quite soon. As side by side goes the two very bright cars. We're about to say goodbye to Sauber in this league as well. It's a bit sad. It's not been a Sauber with a fun identity for quite a number of years. The last time it felt like they were just Saubers back in 2017, I want to say, before the Alfa Romeo takeover. And then now with the controversial gambling sponsorship that they had on last season as well, before it turns to Audi on next year's game cycle. Look forward to that. We won't look forward to the livery, however, because it looks absolutely horrific. As Squidge has actually lost 1.7 seconds somehow to Ray and Matty Adam. I don't know quite how it's happened, but you imagine Tess losing a position to Noah and ending up second behind might have something to do with it. As here comes Noah into the pit lane on 8 lap old hard tires. He's not even going to try to go to the end. Is Noah. Matty and Ray switching positions then. I wasn't on my bingo card for this race. As I think they're just using the DRS to try to pull away from the cars behind now. Clever stuff from McLaren's, just trying to keep out of range. This is bringing the Constructors' Championship fight to a decider, and if they can do something like this next week out in Abu Dhabi, might well be in with a shot. Not decided yet, so it's 25, let's say 26 plus 18. What in terms of points is that? Is that 46, 48 points, something like that? It's quite a number of points regardless. 44 points versus Tess and Red Bulls. That is 12 plus 1, 13. That's a 30-point swing. If they can keep this up, and in which case, yeah, it's game on next week. Game on for the Constructors' Championship. This is the exact result that McLaren needed for this week, so kudos to them for being able to deliver. 22 out of 29. I believe Noah might have just taken himself out of point scoring contention, but again, I've said that before. He is quite a way in a big DRS train behind the points. So not even trying to eke it out on the same strategy as everyone else. If no one else pits now, Noah will be in a heap of trouble. Soft tires. Did he start on the hard tires and then go on to another set of hards? I believe he did, didn't he, Noah? So didn't have a choice in the matter. That's the problem with starting on hard tires. It can leave you in a difficult situation like this. All this is doing is actually give Alpine quite a decent lift in the Constructors' Championship as well. As for Noah in his championship fight with Ray, if results stand the way they are now, that'll be mathematically decided come the end of this race, and Ray will probably be able to mathematically lock in a P4 in the Drivers' Championship standings as well, which will be his best result to date. As right now they're trying to get away from the monster that's called Tess behind them. Tess at the moment on his way to becoming Drivers' Champion once again, but he wants to do it on the top step of the podium. And he also, you would imagine, wants to lock down that Constructors' Championship as he does it as well. So right now 1.6 seconds is the gap, but he's losing so much time by not having the DRS, and Squidge is... I wonder if they're trying to do the same thing to just try to gain a little bit of time on McLaren's potentially by using each other as leapfrogs. But it is the two championship contenders at the moment, Squidge and Tess, even though it's not really contention anymore, I think we can say. The situation is what the situation is. As here we go then, Luna and Halo found each other on circuit. They're separated by 8/10 of a second behind Holman, who's about half a second up on Luna. P6 is mathematically, realistically as well, the best these drives are going to be fighting for this evening. Djokovic 8 seconds clear of this pack then. So, Holman, Luna, Halo and Iwat, I want to say, plus Macros as well, for the final points paying positions. Then we have a Beatty there as well, who's done a massive recovery job, but his tires are just a bit too old potentially. Yellow flags. What is going on then? That is Kit. Who is, let's say, struggling with the way his car is behaving at the moment. Probably his tires significantly heated up. as his tyres are completely gone. Yellow flags in Sector 2. I would love to see the tyre temperature on that car because it'll be absolutely boiling the way things are right now. He's got to be careful for a lap or two now as he cools those down. Soft tyres as well. They'll be absolutely shredded. Tess has caught up by about half a second on Rain now, and he's found himself within that magic second gap. So now it's DRS train down to Djokovic again. Don't forget about Djokovic in this battle, could become important later on. As Kit goes into the pit lane run. But now then, how did the McLarens play this? Did they try to leapfrog each other, or do they go defensive? Only a handful of laps left to go. If they run in formation now, they'll be difficult to overtake. Tess will have taken a lot of those tyres out. A lot out of those tyres, sorry. Doing a bit of Yoda speech here in Bahrain this evening. Tess will have used up quite a lot of those tyres in order to try to get up to Matty and Ray. Question is, can he make it past? Tiger Rock that fastest lap so far, 130.1. He's currently down in P15, but an extra point going to him. As for SSR Halo, he's had a massive problem for some reason. It's not without M-plate, but he is without point and probably will be for the rest of this race though. Only a couple of laps to go. He's battling Luna, and now well and truly out of contention in P13 and losing time on Wildcat. What was going on there? Iwat's is doing what he can to secure the Constructors' Championship. He's doing battle with Luna. He doesn't really have to though because of that time penalty that we can see. So then, Matty, Ray and Tess, along with Squidge as well, with 3 laps to go. Come the end of this one. 4 laps including this one. 27, 28 and 28 and 29. 3 laps to go. Will Tess be able to launch one down the inside of Matty Adam? Ray be around the outside of Matty Adam into turn 1. Not quite. Just trying to unsettle the McLaren duo just that little bit. To try to force a mistake from Matty, then we'll be left alone with Ray. It's not going to happen quite yet though. Matty sturdy in defense, blocking off the outside. Doesn't leave Tess anywhere to go. Good defense from the 2 McLarens, and this is shades of what we've seen previously. There was introduced this type of defending really by, I believe it was Squidge 2017 and Spenclo 64 back in France, maybe season 6-7 I want to say, in the Williams. They're a pain in the ass then, and watching this type of defending, it's a pain in the ass now, but it is absolutely a valid way to defend. Here we go, Matty without DRS. Might Tess actually need to take advantage of that on this straight? No. Question is now, the Constructors' Championship battle, how will the McLarens play this one? Right now, Matty is charging up by a significant amount, and he's not going to have DRS on Ray come the next straight. So this will be interesting then. Matty will be, St. Pete has been disqualified from the race for being parked in a dangerous location. That'll be an end to his hard work, which I believe was a pretty decent effort from ABT as well. Unfortunately, he didn't like that. As Squidge and Tess actually do battle side by side with each other for a brief moment there. You can see some white pop on the inside of Tess's side pod. Tess needs to get by the McLaren, needs to do so quickly, but he can't. 2 laps to go here. Ray is getting very, very close to becoming the 2nd new race winner of this season, but I don't want to jinx it quite yet. Still a long way to go. A lap and a half around this circuit can feel like an eternity. Meanwhile, this is going on. The championship is moving closer and closer for every single meter that Tess is driving. Squidge has tried everything this season, maybe in a season where up until the end he was never really the clear second contender for the championship. It was always Matty Adam. Matty was the one who I believed equaled Tess on points, or almost equaled him on points at 1 point. And I feel a bit bad for Ray, because if he ends up winning this Grand Prix, it is going to be overshadowed by another event happening. But that is what it is. The Squidge never really was the clear second for the championship. He's ended up so after a season, but in a season where Tess has been the clear championship favourite, not quite from start to finish, but almost. He has been exceptional over the course of this season. He was exceptional in the US and lost the win that day in the opening round of the season on some really, really wretched luck. After that, he didn't look back, won 3 in a bounce, I believe, and did so in dominant fashion as well. Now, he has been solid all throughout this season. He has been in championship lead ever since he grabbed it, I believe, in round 2 or round 3. Since then, he has not looked back. He's done this once before. Only one person has done it more than one time. It is this man who is following him along. Djokovic is the only man to have won championships more than one time. He did it in Season 3, he did it in Season 6, he did it in Season 8. After that, it was time to pass on the baton to Tess, who took the Season 9 championship. We have been waiting for a long time for someone else to become a repeat NEF1 Drivers Champion. Ray will be coming home to take his first victory in NEF1, and a very well-earned one at that. Congratulations to Ray, but for the second time ever in NEF1, we have a 2-time champion of New Era, and his name is Tess. Congratulations, NEF1 champion of the world. Goes back to Red Bull, and what a season he has had. Matty and Squidge did everything they could in order to prevent it, but it just was not meant to be this season. Tess has been unstoppable. Squidge comes home in P4 to solidify a good championship campaign as well. Djokovic in P5. Good points home to Aston Martin, with Hulman in 6th, Noah in 7th there, scoring a couple of points as well. Iwatts is ended up P8. We'll see what that does for the Constructors' Championship. Lucas Hull with a couple of points in P9. Anonymous race from him, but a very, very good one at that. And Luna picks up the final couple of points in P10. Fastest lap in the end goes to SSR Halo, who picks up a point after a difficult race for both the Mercedes boys. But doesn't matter, because we have a new race winner as well, who I feel needs a bit more attention than this. Ray, after a long, long time in this league, very much deserving of a Grand Prix win, has finally gotten it. Well done, Ray. Well done. And also, Tess, you are the second ever 2-time NEF1 champion, and ending up on the podium in the race to do it in a race where ended up out of contention for quite a little while. Managed to drag himself back into contention towards the end. That was a very, very good drive. Just wasn't quite enough for the victory. So 2 milestones in one race then. Ray, a new 1-time race winner, but Tess, a 2-time NEF1 champion. As we can see there for the final race results, Ray wins the race by 0.9 seconds. Tess in P3, Squidge 4th, Djokovic in 5th, Holman in 6th, followed by Noah, Iwatts, Lucas Hull, and Luna making up the final point scoring positions. But then we can confirm that the Season 11 champion is driving for Red Bull. His name is Tess. It's been expected for a little bit, but now it is confirmed. And it's been a brilliant championship campaign all the way through. Gonna go over everything that happened a little bit later on next time out when we go racing in Abu Dhabi. It's going to be a good race. But as for the Constructors' Championship, we're still awaiting confirmation on that one. I don't think it's been decided. Those points from iWatts, though, could have proved crucial, so we'll just be awaiting confirmations as we have got it, actually. Constructors will be going to next week, so good job to McLaren for bringing that fight onwards. We say once again congratulations to Tess on a second ever NEF1 title. Very, very well earned, and the congratulation party has been started off in the Discord as well. Well earned. Congratulations to Ray as well, a new NEF1 Grand Prix winner. And I think with that we can end this stream with a satisfactory note. Thank you very much for watching this season of NEF1. We'll be back one more week worth of racing action where we will decide who will it be, because it's quite close between them now, Red Bull or McLaren for the Constructors' Championship. Tune in next week, Monday night at 9 PM to find out. We'll be there for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for the second time this season, actually. So you don't want to miss out on that one. Everyone, have a good night. Stay safe. Peace out. Once again, we say congratulations to Ray, our latest race winner, and to Tess, our new reigning NEF1 champion. Have a good one. Peace out.